Welcome to I Say Yes and with Alicia Larson, the podcast where we dive into all things spiritual and watch as we grow as humans and expand as the powerful spiritual beings we know we are. Let's dive in. All right, so today we'll just see what happens with today. I hit record and I'm not going to restart again, and what comes is what comes. September is a beautiful month. September is the month that my parents got married on September 4th. And my mom was born in September. Her birthday is September 8th, and she passed away on September 10th. And so September is a big month. And the word that keeps coming to mind is that this should feel very bittersweet because she's not here anymore. And it just doesn't feel right to use that word. I'm not feeling the bitter of the bittersweet. It's just sweet right now. And I love that transformation for me. And anyone who has had a loved one pass away and you realize, there was a day connected to them that is here. I'm interested to know, how do you feel about that day? Do you just feel the warm coziness that I'm feeling right now? Or do you feel kind of that bittersweet moment? And this is not me being better than anyone else. This is not about directing shame. I am interested in it because so much of what I do and so much of what I know I'm going to be doing over the next years of my life is helping people to see love and light in their time of grief, so that grief no longer has a stranglehold over them, so that they can live and step into the beautiful life that they are destined to live. And so having conversations about grief, even when they don't necessarily match up with my story, helps me immensely, and it allows me to channel messages from spirit so that I can continue to grow as the lit leader for grief on this earth. And so go into my show notes and just share with me. I have, I'll put my email in there. You can email me directly. You can go into my socials and send me a direct message. I want to hear what your experience is of grief. And right now, especially when there's like dates specific to that person. And also maybe it's about, you have a wedding coming up, or you just gave birth, or you just landed the dream job that you've always wanted. Is there a moment of grief that flows through you as you're reflecting on this new memory? Because so often I see that the reason people say grief lasts forever is because it's acknowledging that the person that we love so much that is no longer experiencing a human experience because they've passed away, we miss them in those new moments. So like birthdays, graduations, weddings, promotions, just a family gathering at Christmas. Reflecting and realizing that the person you love, or one of the reasons you were there, is no longer there. You get that wave of sadness, perhaps. And I'm not going to say that I never experienced that moment of sadness, the tears. And sometimes it comes at very interesting moments. And that's okay. And that's not what I do. What I do is not about saying you will never cry over the loss. You will never cry because you never miss them. I am so in tune with emotions. I feel emotions very strongly. It's one of my strongest powers that I have. I step into a room and I can feel the energy and I can feel the emotion. And as I speak, I feel the emotion. And as I live my life, I feel emotion. And when I channel, I feel emotion, because that is such a strong, powerful tool that I have that I can use to help people. And so anytime I say that grief doesn't have to have a chokehold over you, it's not about removing the emotion. but it is about removing that description of that emotion, because nothing should have a chokehold over us. Our strengths in our life are that we love someone who's not with us anymore. And it's a stinky way of maybe thinking that that is a strength. But when your loved one passes on, they have the choice and the ability to step and flow through your life in a way that they can't do it on this human earth. And so I understand that it's not always a comfort to hear it, but your loved ones are always with you because they're watching over you to help protect and guide you. And those wave of emotions that we have when we're missing our loved ones or anything like that is just a beautiful reflection of that. And now, that was an interesting riff that I went on and tangent. And so I just hope that anytime that I speak about grief, you understand that it's not about removing emotion from it, but it's about allowing light and love to flow through you in those moments so that you can step into that greater life. Because we are powerful beings and we get to live our life in an as beautiful way as we decide we're going to have. And the thing is, in my experience, I felt like I was doing everything right after she passed. You know, cleaning out her closet as quickly as I could, and having grief therapy and counseling and all that. And I felt like I was doing everything right. But the thing that I was missing was adding love and light into my experience and seeing what would shift. And I understand now why I wasn't doing that, because I felt I deserved the pain, because I didn't fix the problem. I didn't fix my mom's cancer. I didn't heal her. And that was a lot for me to hold on to. And that was a lot of shame and regret. And it's from the healing experience that I had that I was able to shift even that mindset. And so as we're sitting here and I'm just sharing and riffing with this, I want to share just a couple beautiful things. When our loved one is on the other side, as I said before, they are not just in a void. They are watching over us. They are, sending us signs so that we can make choices that will help benefit our life. And that is a blessing that not everyone acknowledges. But when we acknowledge that, that's when things can shift. And there can be so much pain here on earth that it's easy to get sucked into the multiplication of pain. And hearing other people's story, you can take that on and make that part of your story when it wasn't really supposed to be like that. But what I'm feeling led to do now is to actually show you how I invite in the spirits of love. Now, the beautiful thing about the spirits of love is they're always with us. So we really don't need to call them in per se, because all they want to do is love on us because they love us. It's that simple. They radiate love. They magnify love. But we can easily connect with them and we can ask them to allow our souls to feel unconditional love in a way that they can only provide. Because that's what they do. That's their gravy. That's like the meat of what they do. they radiate unconditional love. And here on this human experience, there is often not unconditional love connected with most things that people do, because there are conditions in life. But when we're feeling that wave of grief and pain, and maybe you're just feeling kind of sluggish today, here's what I recommend. All right, take a deep breath and close your eyes and say, Spirit of love, connect in with me right now and flow through me, releasing unconditional love through all parts of my being. Just take a breath and see what you're feeling. I felt like a flow from the top of my head flowing down, and I felt a wave of emotion. Now let's say, continue to increase this love and drop me into observation mode to feel it. I just had a big yawn. I'm feeling like I want to sway just a little bit in my chair. Deep swallows. My scalp is feeling all tingly. It's all beautiful. What are you feeling? Acknowledge what you're feeling in this moment after going through this. Don't worry about the how is this happening or the whys. Just receive and allow your being to feel the unconditional love from the spirits who create it so naturally. Oh, another big yawn. All right. This was a totally random kind of recording, but it makes sense as to why I wasn't channeling the message sooner. Touch into this experience of unconditional love anytime you want. If you're having a rough day at work, some challenges coming your way, feel free to tap into this. You can replay this anytime and play this part. Because the more you feel unconditional love, the more natural healing that you are creating within your being, and the more love you're going to receive. And watch and see what happens when your life starts to shift, because it can't help but improve when you are receiving that level of unconditional love from the spirits who create it. I love you so much. Have a blessed day, and take a moment to remember your loved ones, send them some love, and then allow yourself to receive some love back. Until next time, bye. Thank you for joining me on this episode of I Say Yes and with Alicia Larson. I hope you feel inspired and empowered to embrace your inner power and manifest the life you desire. Remember, the journey to self-discovery and empowerment is ongoing, and I'm here with you every step of the way. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to subscribe, rate, and leave a review. Your feedback helps us reach more souls ready to say yes to their own potential. Don't forget to follow me on social media for more insights, inspiration, and updates on upcoming episodes. Together we can create a community of empowered individuals living their dream lives. Until next time, keep saying yes to yourself, yes to your dreams, and yes to the power within you. Stay magical and keep shining your light.